everybody, it's Caroline here. Welcome back to Mindful Memory Keeping Abundance. And in this lesson, I am going to be putting together something a little bit different. The focus or the theme for this lesson are the routines in our life, the abundance that we can discover underneath all of those daily routines. And I am going to be putting together a memory planner spread in my Happy Planner. I've been putting together weekly spreads in this planner throughout the year, and so I have mindfully gone through a week thinking and really kind of focusing it in on my routines and where the abundance, where the real joys and blessings are in those routines. I've taken some photos and I'm going to be putting that spread together here. So at the moment that's how it looks in my planner. I will be taking these pages out. I've got my photos already printed on a sheet here, so I just need to cut these out. These are sized at 2.4 inches wide by high by 1.4 inches wide, and each of these boxes in the Happy Planner are 1.5 wide by 2.5 high, so I like a little bit of a white border around my photos. So that's kind of step one. And then I'm going to be working with a printable collection. This planner I have been putting together, I've worked exclusively with printable collections, and so the printable collection I'm going to be working with today is from Tracy Reed Designs, and this one is called My Story Matters. And one of the reasons I love to work with printables is because I can print all of the patterns come at as patterned cards as well as papers. So the patterns have already been sized for me, sized down, so that they fit really, really well on a 3x4 canvas. Obviously these come as digital files, so I could do all of that resizing myself, but it just saves me time to go into the patterned card folders and print out the pattern cards. So these are directly straight from the pattern cards. And I just wanted to show you a slight difference here. Not sure how well this is going to show up on camera, but the right hand piece of paper here, this is a patterned card, and this is the same pattern that was a traveller's notebook signature. So you'll see that the dot is slightly larger, and because I'm working in that memory planner, I want everything nice and petite, so that it fits really, really well. So that's why I'm working with 3x4 cards, and with these cards I will cut them in such a way that I will get 3 boxes. So I've actually got far more than I need here, but it just gives me that little bit of choice. And I do like in my memory planner to have interactive elements like flip ups and things like that in pockets. So I've gone with 2 patterns that bring in all of the colours from the collection, this gorgeous kind of multicoloured chevron, and then this darker but really, really pretty floral. And then I have pulled out pink and teal, quite a saturated teal, as my 2 main colours. And then what I also like to add into my memory planner are inserts. So I've printed 2 of the Traveller's Notebook signatures from the collection. I'm not sure if I'm going to use both of them yet, or whether I will use my journaling, the other side for journaling. Let's see how that goes. And I will punch holes and just insert these straight into the spread. So what I'm going to do first is get my photos, get these cut all out and just lightly tacked into the planner, so that I can go ahead then and plan out where to put all of the photos and the embellishments. My plan for this project is to work with the concept of list journaling as well. So this collection did actually come with some die cut numbers, so I think I may well bring these in either as part of the spread or in the back of that insert, so I can write some lists. So really, really, really excited and looking forward to getting this one put together. I like the way working in the memory planner switches up my creativity a little bit, and I look at doing things in a very different way to how I do when I work on a 12x12 or a 3x8 canvas. So really excited to take you along with me as I put this one together.
Okay, so step 1 is to lightly tack down my photos into the correct days, just lightly tacking at this point, so that when I come back in with my pattern papers and cards, I can move things around if I want to, just to make things a little bit more pleasing to the eye. I do try to stick quite strictly to photos for particular days under the correct header, but I do mix things up a little bit with where I put my journaling and embellishments. So once these are lightly tacked down, I'm going to cut up the pattern cards and adhere those down. I'm going to be working with the multicoloured chevron, a couple of pinks, and the dark saturated teal. And from a 3x4 pattern card, I can get 3 perfectly sized pieces of pattern paper. I cut a 1.5-inch strip first, so that will be 1.5 by 3 inches, and that additional half an inch means that I have a perfect flip up. And then with the remaining 2.5 by 3 inch piece, I just turn it like I have here, slice it down the middle, and then I have a 1.5 and by 2.5. Then I just move things around a little bit, not sticking these down at all at this point, just moving them around so I've got a good mix of colours and patterns across the spread. And then once I'm happy with everything where they are here, I'm just going to go back in with some adhesive, stick those pattern papers down, finalise those photos as well, and where necessary I will start to create some flip-ups. So I like to try to have that one pattern that I mentioned that has the full palette of the collection in at least 3 places on my spread. Here I've actually put it in 4 places. I do have a little bit of a whoopsie when I'm making the flip up, and I actually put the paper so that it's almost like a border around the photo. I don't normally do that, but I really quite like the way that it looks. I will copy this design element a little bit further on with one of the pinks, but this is just the process that I do. I've got that visual triangle of the darker teal, the visual triangle of the multicoloured chevron, and then a couple of different pink toned papers dotted around. I like to try to include a really kind of light or calming pattern, so that if I'm going to include my journaling straight onto the spread, I will type my journaling onto matte sticker paper and then adhere it onto that really light or calm pattern, and then you can really easily read the journaling. I'm not going to do that on this occasion. I will be adding in my list journaling in a different way, and I'll show you how I do that later. But at the moment I'm just creating those flip-ups across the spread so that it gives me that interactivity that I love in my memory planner, and also the opportunity to include more photos, more embellishments, and lots of pretty things like that. Once I've got all of these papers adhered down, I'm going to come back in with some journal spots and create some areas where I can add in some additional journaling if I want to, or to use them as a kind of foundation point for my embellishment clusters. I've decided to include an additional row of 3 patterns over on the left hand side. Sometimes there I'll add in some extended journaling, or I might just put one piece of pattern paper that matches the collection, but in this occasion I decided to stick with the grid and just extend that over onto the left. I really love this kind of floral burst that's coming out of the book, this die cut sticker from the collection, so I want to include that, and that is one reason why I decided to extend my grid, so that I had just an area to really pop that embellishment up. It doesn't match anything to do with my story particularly, but I just love that die cut so much that I had to get it on here. And then what I am doing is just cutting up some of the label stickers from the collection and spreading them around onto the pattern papers, just so that I have, as I said, some areas for embellishment or journaling. So I've just come back from typing up and printing out my journaling on one of the Traveller's Notebook signatures from the collection. I'm going to use these older stickers from my stash, an Ali Edwards December Daily kit, I think, to add in numbers 1 to 10 and the hearts on that Traveller's Notebook signature, and then I will adhere the same numbers onto the photos so that I can easily tell which piece of journaling matches which of the photos of my daily routines I am celebrating. And I'm just going to go in with some embellishments from the collection to fill in those gaps where I was originally intending to stick a little bit of extra journaling. I could definitely have typed up some additional journaling to go onto these spots, but I decided instead just to really focus on the embellishment. So I'm bringing in word phrase elements and sentiment pieces from the collection to just help me tell my story. And you'll see that I've got an additional open book die cut there from the collection, which I really want to bring in somewhere so that I can kind of copy that book with the flowers bursting out of the middle of it that I have there on the left. So I'm going to kind of recreate that with that book and some florals from the sticker pack in this collection. Really loving how things are looking. It's nice and simple, but really bright and colourful, really cheerful, and helping me to really celebrate these simple moments in my life, in my week, simple moments like doing the washing, checking in with my diary, reading a book, heading into the library to do some work there. Really focusing in, getting intentional, getting present with the routines in my life, and really honouring how they make my life so special, how they gift me so many things, and really loving that I can get all of this down into this memory planner, and that I actually approach this week intentionally seeking out these moments of abundance. So I didn't just do it retrospectively. I really focused in as I started this week on that Monday morning, taking photos that I maybe wouldn't have taken normally, to focus in and really celebrate those small things. I've decided to embellish those areas with the heart die cuts from the pack. Again, pulling in the colours that really match the palette that I have chosen. Although I have all of the colours of the collection in that chevron, I really have focused in on the pinks and the teals. So I'm bringing in those with just a little hit of the kind of golden yellow here and there. Loving the addition of those hearts, but wanting to make sure I get that floral burst in, which is what I'm doing now from that book. I will go back in a little bit later on with the potentially after I've taken the photos, I think, and move this floral so that it's actually sat on top of the book rather than peeking out from behind it as it is at the moment. I just felt that matched the design that little bit better. So that's what I will do. So just adding in some additional embellishments under some of my flip ups with some additional interest, and really happy with how this is coming together, and that this one is nearly complete and ready to go into my memory planner.
And here we have the finished project back in the memory planner. Absolutely love it. Love the colour scheme. It really makes me so happy when I put these spreads together. I've opted, as I said, for that list journaling printed onto the Traveller's Notebook signature. I've put those number stickers that I showed you onto each one of the hearts, 1 to 10, and then I've put stickers on the photos so that the journaling corresponds with the photos on the spread. Added in a few little extra touches like some little hearts under those flaps, and I also decided to put in one of these tabs from the printable collection between the two Traveller's Notebook signatures, just so it helps you to turn it with a sticker on the top of each one of them. So I'm so happy with how this came together. I really look forward to seeing how other people in the community tackle this project. Remember, if you don't work in a memory planner, that is absolutely fine. You could do this still. You can celebrate one of your routines on just a 12 by 12 spread or a 6 by 8, or you could work in a pocket page protector. Lots and lots of different ways to focus in on the abundance in your daily routines, weekly, monthly, annual, all of those things. So really excited to see how everybody works with this prompt, and see you in the next lesson.